Welcome to the online simple system just for you. I've actually called it the SOS, or the simple online system, where you can generate much finance from multiple streams of income. There's so much around, so much variety for us to choose from. But what I've tried to put together is a simple system that you can follow regardless of what company that you're actually involved with. Hi, I'm Jenny Gosling and I live in Coffs Harbour in Australia. I'm really pumped that you're here and you're wanting to listen to this online system, and I hope that you'll really gain quite a lot of useful tips and information that will help you succeed. There's going to be about 5 modules, and the first module that we're going to be covering is basically the beginnings of what makes us successful. What happens is that we come across an opportunity that we think is wonderful. We jump on board, and then what happens is that our mind hasn't yet been able to be trained to understand how an entrepreneur thinks. You see, you can start a business, you can start an online business, you can get involved in network marketing, any kind of business that's outside of the parameters of somebody who hires you and fires you. We've been so used to being programmed and trained and taught right from going to school. You go to school at a certain time, you come home at a certain time. You have a timetable to follow when you're in high school and when you're in university, the lectures that you need to go to, the places and the things that you are required to do. What happens when you become an entrepreneur, or you are deep down inside, you don't have those time barriers. All you have is a dream that's in your heart that you know something can be better. But about 95% of people in our world are so used to thinking by somebody else, somebody telling them what to think, somebody telling them where to go, when to start, when to stop, what to do, that most people have forgotten how to think freely. And of course, when you step into the world of entrepreneurship or the world of doing life on your terms, you become the boss of your own life. What happens is that we have all of these negative influences that come into our heads so constantly that are the one biggest barrier against our success. Most of us have been programmed to think that success really isn't for us. It's only for somebody else who's been lucky enough or born into money or got a better personality. But in actual fact, those people, the difference between them and many others is that they believe that they can do it. Their mind has become a servant to how they feel on the inside. You see, their dream and their desire has become so big and so strong that they become self-disciplined and are able to step into the world of just having nobody telling them what to do, and in fact, they then become their own boss. But too few people, once they hit that situation, they just become scared. What do? They hit a negative roadblock. They hit something that's unforeseen. An obstacle comes up, and then all of a sudden they just go, ah! They throw it in and they walk away and say that they can't make it. Well, I just want to give you a little bit of my background because I've faced those I can't make it moments many times. I was born into a family where my mum was a bit more entrepreneurial than my dad. My dad was incredibly conservative, so desired to live within just the confines of an income, just get a job, stay in a job. And he was actually raised in an environment where you got a job and you stayed in that job until you retired. That was him. For 40 something years he was a teacher, and then of course he got his gold watch and they said goodbye to him at age 65, and for the next 30 years, how did he live his life? Very, very directionless. But something deep down inside me must have rubbed off from my mum, who was a little bit more out there. And over time, I became a teacher. I left school and got a job. But after about 8 years, something stirring deep within me, I had my children, and I thought there's got to be something more than just being told what to do, when to turn up. I loved teaching kids. I loved the responsibility of seeing them grow and develop and mold. But what happens is that you're told when you can start and when you can stop and what you've got to do and when you can have your holidays. And deep down within me, I'm going like, I was made for a little bit more than this. That was just me. And so when I was 40, I stepped into a business with a friend of mine, and we were in the financial services sector, helping people pay off their houses in a shorter period of time. But in between all of that, my husband and I, we still had that entrepreneurial desire in order to achieve a little bit more. And we had stepped into different network marketing companies because ultimately the foundation of network marketing is for freedom. It's for time freedom, it's for financial freedom, it's for location freedom. You should be able to release who you are and help somebody else achieve all of their dreams and their desires. And so when I saw network marketing as a whole, I thought, that's it. That is foundationally who I am. But sadly, 95% of people, as soon as they hit a roadblock, they would actually throw it in and go back to being told what to do. And they found it really hard to press through and to push through those mental barriers. And what happens is that in network marketing, it actually implodes from the bottom up. And as people don't find success in their first early stages of business, they throw it in, and of course that influences things as it rises to the people who've actually got them involved in the business. Many companies aren't so good. Many companies don't pay really well. Some of them might have really great products, but the comp plans are less than good. You need to be really, really selective in the kind of business that you get yourself involved in. So over time, we've looked at networking, we've looked at currency exchanges, I've looked at trading, we've bought shares, a lot of different things. And I've come to the final conclusion that there is one simple system that's actually going to make a lot of this work. And so I've put it together for my team, for me to be able to channel along, to be able to say, yep, I can actually do that. I can follow that system. That's easy enough for me to do. I've called it the 3 C's. There's two C's tacked onto the end of it to make it 5, but the 3 are primarily the ones that I want to focus on. But before we go any further in being able to unlock that system, I can give that system to you. But if you haven't got your mind in the right place, if you can't think over and above the negative influences of other people, that the system's not going to work for you. So I really want you to succeed. I want you to break out of that typical group of people who just have been so used to being told what to do, how to think, how to act, so that you can actually become someone that can be truly, truly the person that you were created to be. So I'm going to unlock a few different areas in your mind first before we hit the system. So this is just the introduction. I thank you for listening to it. Please move on to the next section where we unlock the thing, the science in your brain that's going to really start to get you moving so that this online system will truly, truly be the success vehicle that you've been looking for. All the best. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.